Tyler.
Hello and welcome. Thank you for taking this time out of your Saturday night to join Danny and I. We will most likely be doing Spirit Box or Chitty Chat or both. If Danny can't join me due to his health, then we may have another special guest on, or you guys will have to listen to me talk. I hope you guys enjoy the show. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. Please leave a like on this video. And while you're waiting, if you would be so kind to share this video out, Danny and I would greatly appreciate it. Sit back, enjoy the show. Alrighty, hello everyone. Let's get this off. Okay, there we go.
Hey,
Hi everyone.
hey, everybody. How's it going?
I hope everybody's well. Today we're streaming on both mine and Danny's. So yeah, if you see us say hello or talk to somebody that you don't see in my chat, they're probably in Danny's chat. And we just wanted to do that so people who don't know either one of us, um if someone's in Danny's chat that doesn't know me, they can be introduced to me, and anyone here who doesn't know Danny can go to his chat. So yeah, anyway, that's how we're doing it. So
That's how
we're
we're
doing,
doing it.
yeah, we're both channels. Hey Jason, how are you? Hi Yankee Kyle. Hello Nina. Hi Terry. SFL. Tired. Roxanne.
Hey,
Kim.
everybody.
Robert. I think I got everybody, but if I didn't, type again because I can't go that far back in the comments. So, hello to everybody.
Hello, hello. There we go.
There we go. And today I figured we'd talk a little bit about mythical creatures, Danny.
We are. Okay, we can talk about some mythical creatures.
Yeah, because really there's so many of them, right? And you kind of figure, like, how did they come up with these? Is there any truth behind any of them? You know, and which ones do we think there's truth behind? And some of them are just damn made up, I'm assuming. um, that just was like so interesting that people decided, oh yeah, we're just going to keep that up.
Yeah.
So,
No, I don't know. I've seen a lot of shit. So,
well, that's why
you
I
know,
figured it'd be best to talk to you about this one.
there's not a lot of stuff I haven't seen or dealt with, obviously. More that I haven't seen, obviously. But
Hi, Kevin.
I mean, according to the records, all the records that I've seen, and with the council and the diocese and the catacombs and all that. Good Lord, I think there was, what was it now, 314? I think it was 314 um, unnatural things. I'm not gonna say cryptids, but cryptids are a part of it, eh?
Right, right.
So, including cryptids and demons and in-betweens and, shifters, shapeshifters. There was a total of 314 that are registered, and actual files, some of them like this thick, of, cases where someone in the field had to deal with them, and these are all, registered, like, you have to be assigned to the case, in order
Yeah,
to work the case. It's not like, um, Joe Blow off the street.
yeah. Well, somebody said, "Hey, I saw this thing." Somebody actually from the diocese went and investigated it and saw it too and documented it.
Beginners. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, a lot of it
Hi, Scott.
a lot of stuff is there, and there's a great deal that's misunderstood. Like,
Right.
I
Like,
find the
th-
most I find
like,
I find the most thing that I find is, for instance, the Wendigo. Now, I've dealt with it, you know what I mean? Like, I know but they have certain things that they've kind of added to it, that it can do this and it can do that, sort of,
right.
like, so they're Hollywood. A lot of these more famous ones have gotten, what I call the Hollywood effect, where
Yeah.
they like a vampire can turn into a bat sort of a deal, right?
Yeah.
Vampire cannot turn into a bat. Sorry to tell you that.
Yeah.
Son of a gun can fly though, but it can't turn into a bat, like,
Mhm.
and shapeshifters, you know, like they'll say, oh, cause uh, there's one or two of them that they say, well, it could take any form. It can shift into a pig or a wolf or this or that. No, it can't.
Right.
It's got one thing it can shift into, right? Not three or four or five. Now, let's say skinwalker, right? 90% of them will turn into a wolf, coyote, you know. And there might be, out of all that, there's sect of them or a breed of them that can turn into, I don't know, a wild boar, let's say, right?
Yeah.
Then people think that they can turn into anything they want, but no, that sect will turn into a wild boar. This sect will turn into a coyote. This sect will turn into a wolf. But it
Right.
depends on what deal they made with the dark entities in order to achieve that thing, right? Like, evil things don't give away stuff for free, you know?
Right.
If you say, I'm gonna give you my spirit if you let me turn into a wolf, they're not gonna then say you can turn into a chicken, you can turn into a buffalo, you can turn no, they'll give you that one thing, right?
Yeah.
They're not very given in give you all the extra stuff. So,
Right.
and then there's a lot of them are romanticized in a sense that um I don't know, it's just weird.
Yeah. Now, see, and now I was thinking like more things that really they say are imaginary. Like, well, a lot of people think like fae are or fairies don't exist. I mean, I've seen one. I've seen a few actually, so I can't say I've caught a few on film. A lot of people caught a few on film. But people think they're like dragonflies or something, you know, explainable. Um, but though they're also misunderstood because a lot of people think that the Fey folk are bad, but they're um it's not that they're bad. First of all, there's a whole bunch of different species of them.
Mhm.
And so that's like saying every single person on this earth is a horrible person. No, just some people are horrible people. Just like,
I
anything that has free will can be good or bad.
well, you got your fays, your fairies,
Yeah.
fairy folk, you know.
Yeah.
You got sprites, you got the wee
Yeah.
people, you got
Yeah.
they can all be classified as fae folk or fairy folk, right?
Yeah.
But it's like different nationalities, okay?
Right.
Let's say that. So fae folk are all different nationalities. And I like to say they're people too, right? There's going to be good ones, there's going to be bad ones, right?
Yeah.
Not all of one species is ever bad. I don't care what the species is. Like,
Right.
not
Hey,
every
Andrew.
species is not everything of one species is going to be bad,
Yeah.
right? Nor are they going to be good.
Right.
There are lots that are neutral. There's lots that are really good, and there's lots that are just cantankerous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. I never put anything into a bucket and say it's all the same thing.
Right.
But that's just me.
Probably
That's
only I think the only things that you could classify is probably, and you can't even do that because I've heard some examples where even there's some demons that are, they're not good, but they're neutral, you know? Um, I wouldn't say
to a
they're
point.
fabulous, but they're, they're
To a
not,
point.
but they are neutral.
Well, to a point. There's the one thing that they all have in common is they have their agenda, right?
Right.
Now, from my
Yeah. Well,
experience, this is only from my experience. It's not written in stone. Okay, just
yeah.
my own experience. Let's say there's two that are the same rank, they're the same kind, right? They'll work together, but they're going to try to screw each other first chance they get. So if that means teaming up with something good to screw the other one over, they're going to do it, right? Because now instead of two in the same position, there's only one, right?
Mm,
So all the ones that were under this guy's reign is now has to move over to this guy's reign, right? And the amount of spirit you have working for you on the dark side, the stronger you are, right?
right.
So that's kind of as neutral as they get, in my opinion. Like they do
Well,
have
I kind of met towards people, like some people have come across them that they weren't, they did, I guess because they didn't bother them either. They don't bother, um they didn't
well,
bother with them, or they didn't attack them. And one person, and I don't know if it's true because I'm not that person, even said that one had helped them. So maybe to fulfill their agenda, who knows? You could be totally right. That could have been exactly the thing. But to me, if you help somebody, you're not all bad, like,
well, you know, they are a species.
yeah.
Don't forget that, right? They are a species. That's all there is to it. But generally speaking, they're bad,
Yeah.
but that's what they're supposed to be. That's the other part of it, right?
Right.
Now, there has been cases, and these are legitimate cases, where for unknown reasons to anybody, really, there'll be like there's one case, I'm not going to go too much detail, but there was one case where this young lad, I guess he was 8 or 9 years old, right? He was being chased by 4 or 5 adults, and they were basically going to kill the kid or whatever, right? Like, and I mean, they hit the kid once or twice, and the kid got away. I think, if I'm not mistaken, now see, I can't really say too much. I'd have to look it up, but
Yeah.
I might actually have that one in the file cabinet. I don't know. Anyway,
Hi, Paula.
kid was kid. In the first place, kid was kidnapped by a group of people, and they starved him, and you know they're waiting for the midnight sun festival. That's what their plan was,
Right.
and the kid got away, and then for some unknown reason that nobody really understands why, the kid was being taken to the field, and these guys got torn to shreds. Okay, and then the kid was brought to the roadway and set on the roadway, and it was like a dirt road, and there were cars going by. The kid just kind of appeared on the road, right? And the 3 or 4 people who saw
Hi,
the thing,
Susan.
3 or 4 people saw, they said they saw like a goat man holding this kid's hand and brought him to the street. And then he went like this and told the kid to sit like with his hand and went like this and then pointed to the ground. Kid sat down and the headlights came and this thing looked at them. And as soon as the light hits it, it just gone, vanished. Right. The thing was no longer there. It was there for a minute. It was solid. People saw it. But as soon as the lights hit it, it looked at them and poof was gone. Right. And the kid got saved, had to go to the hospital, was dehydrated. The kid was in the hospital for about 3 months.
Poor
Uh,
thing.
but they brought this thing for whatever reason, decided that this kid needed to go back and brought the kid back, and the kid got reunited with his family, right? Nobody knows why. Like nobody has a clue why, right? But me and this other guy were talking and we kind of went, well, wait a minute. These guys, what they were doing, they tainted their souls, right? They kind of became very unholy, right?
Hey, Lucky Dragon.
So
Right.
so we were thinking, well, wait a minute, maybe by giving away the kid, which was what these things were trying to get strength from,
Right.
by giving the kid back, right? It took away all the strength from these tainted people. Now these tainted people belong to him, right?
Ah, yeah.
So he got 5 versus 1.
Right.
Like money, like he got 5 over 1, right? Now that's what I think happened, but I'm a bit of a romantic, and I just like to think that maybe he decided to have a soft spot for the kid and saved him, right?
Right.
But but logically, if they were going to use that kid for a sacrifice, that would have tainted their souls, right? It wouldn't have made them twisted, but it would have tainted their souls. Once they're tainted, they can belong to any demon that takes away the tool that they were going to take themselves with, right?
Right.
So so now the guy's got 4 or 5 new slaves that have to do his bidding. So who
Right.
knows? I don't know.
Right. It could be any of that. Mm. Yeah, so that's what I mean. You don't know. You don't know. And some of them help. Regardless,
Well,
and now, like
I
I said, they could, like you said, they could help because they're getting something out of it. And so, you know,
I think that's what it is, right?
yeah,
Now, I never witnessed this. This is just written in the chronicles. Okay.
right,
So, like, I can't say to you or to anyone it's absolutely true. I
right,
can say it's been registered and recorded and signed off by the bishops,
right.
right? That's all I can tell you about it. Now, like I'm saying, I don't, I can't say I saw it or anything like that. I can tell you I
Yeah,
read it, you
yeah,
know, but that's it.
right. You
I
know
cannot
what?
see the chat unless you capitalize people.
Hi,
Anything
Jen.
else?
How are you?
Hi, Jen. Anything
Most of
interesting
them
being said?
are, I guess, most of them are talking to each other,
Okay.
um, which is great. Thank you. And of course, always, if you have any questions, please let us know. Um, but most of them are saying hello to each other and all that stuff. So
That's good. That's what
fabulous.
I like.
um, so yeah. So now, here's my big question. And if there's any mythical creature you guys want to know, like, hey, I was saved by an evil spirit. Well, yeah, like evil is
It's-
all in the eyes of the beholder. Like,
right.
you know, they could be evil to some people and nice to others. Like, it's like some of the nature fae, right? They're good. They protect nature. You fuck with their houses or their forests, they're coming after you with a vengeance. Doesn't mean they're so people will say they're evil. Not exactly.
Well, yeah, and on top of that,
Not
there
exactly.
is another thing to consider. A lot of these so-called evil spirits aren't so much evil as they are neutral, right?
Yeah,
Like a lot of them are just plain neutral, and they kind of do what they want to do. For whatever reason, if they think someone deserves a break, some of them will give you a break. Some of them will help you out in certain situations, right? Some of
right.
them would rather carry a new asshole too. Like it just depends on the thing, and it also depends what I guess the council decides. You know, like I've seen cases where a good what people would call a good spirit and a bad spirit teamed up to help somebody, you
Yeah,
know, like because they kind of earned it. And, they earned it. So I've seen that, literally seen it myself, and there's lots of cases of that happening, you know.
right,
So, I cannot say I understand why they do what they do and why they don't do what they don't do. I really don't know, right?
yeah,
All I can say about it is you just don't know what they're gonna do, which
right.
is the problem.
Yeah,
That's kind of the problem in a nutshell. You have no idea what they'll do, right?
right. I'm gonna read Scott's question and then I'll answer what I think, and you could say if it's right, wrong, or you have a different idea. Scott says, can a spirit block other people in the house because I'm the only one who that notices the spirits? So I'm going to say two things to that. Number one, you have to kind of believe that they're there and like want to see them. Um, so they might not even have to block themselves because the other people in the house couldn't is not paying no never mind, doesn't care, doesn't believe, you know, so they won't see them. But however, if there are sensitive people in the house and the spirit is only wanting to talk to you, then they will, of course, only show themselves to you. I think that's how it goes, but Danny will tell you.
Absolutely,
Right.
that's how it goes. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. They Okay, I can see them, right? I can hear them. I have my
Hey,
entire life.
John.
However, simple as that. If they don't want me to see them, I'm not going to see them. You know, if they want you to see them, you're going to see them just
Yeah,
as easily. Like if they decide that for some reason there's five people in the house and you're the only one deserving of their attention for whatever reason, you're the only one that's going to notice them. You're the only one that'll see them because they're only talking to you, right?
right. Hey, Brandon.
Uh, it doesn't it doesn't mean the other people in the house aren't good people or aren't this or that, but that particular spirit wanted to talk to you in particular, right?
Right.
So he showed himself or she showed himself to you. And that's just the way they are. I mean, I cannot see every single spirit. There's no way. I'd go
Yeah.
batshit crazy in the first place for the ones I do see. You know what I mean? If they don't want you to see, they don't see. And if I don't want to see them, I don't see them. Right? Now, this is kind of weird
Thanks,
because
Jason.
if I do want to see them, I cannot make that happen.
Right.
Right? But if I don't want to see them, I can make that happen.
Right.
So
Right.
I
But I
can't make
also
them.
think even if you I think that's why there's so many spirits that like will learn how to move things and stuff because most people don't notice these lights and stuff if they
I
don't
guess
really
they
believe, you know? If they don't really believe or if they don't
no. Some people see
pay
an orb, other people
attention.
see. Some people see an orb, other people see dust. Right?
Yeah,
It's just that simple. It's just
right.
that simple.
So, yeah, sometimes I think it is that the people in your house, if they just put some kind of work into it, they would be able to notice them too, but they don't want to.
See what
Hi,
Susan said.
Jesse. Long time no see. Much love to you, hon.
Can you do me a favor and see what Susan said the last two times? There's lots of writing, but I can't make it out.
Okay. Um, Suzanne said, "Do you guys want me to leave? I'm actually don't feel good anymore." Oh, Susie, what happened?
Absolutely. Absolutely not. I don't want you to leave. I'd like you to stay. However, if you're not feeling good, of course, feel free to sign off. But definitely don't want you to leave unless you feel like it.
Right.
Not gonna make you stay, but
Right.
and she
Right.
said
We
something
can't,
else.
make you
She
do
wrote
anything, but you're
she wrote
always welcome. Suzanne is
she
so
wrote
good.
something else. She wrote something else up higher too.
Oh, she was just like the something about she's undeserving because of how she's feeling today. Look, everybody gets in that kind of mood, but that's why we're here to make you feel better. So that's why you're supposed to be here. And that's why you guys come here. I know like spirit talk is not the most feel good thing, but it's interesting, fun, and it takes your mind off of other things. So, you know,
Uh,
I have too much on my plate. Oh, I got you, honey. Well, if you don't mind listening to us jibber jab, you're welcome here anytime. Like I said, Susie's a sweetheart.
If I do this and I look, I can see the names if I squint, but I
Yeah,
can't read the writing.
yeah, because they're in blue, probably why you could see. I
Oh,
notice Scott says I notice or I hear I don't know because he missed a word there. I can see, hear, and feel things a fair amount, but I want to explore the possibility. But I wanted to explore the possibilities. I believe in spirits and I do talk to my spirit guide, right?
there you go. That's the main thing. Hugs, tired.
Yeah. Brandon says sometimes I see orbs, sometimes I can feel the spirits, sometimes I can smell the spirits. Certain smells will come up when no one is around with me, and that's my way of seeing where it is or coming from. There you go.
Oh yeah.
What'd you do, Kyle, that the spirits are looking for you tonight?
Well, what didn't you do? Yeah.
Right.
No, no, like everybody. I don't have all the answers. Like I don't. There's a lot of crap I do not know. I don't know. I know about that much.
Hmm. Um,
I just know what I know from experience. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But it's like I always tell everybody, that doesn't necessarily mean I'm right. That's just my experience. How I experience them and how I experience things might not be the same as someone else, right? It doesn't mean I'm right and they're wrong. It means
right,
that's how it works for them and this is how it works for me, right? Like I don't claim to know anything, you know.
right. Well, and
Just what
there's so
just
many
what they
different spirits. Spirits work in all different ways. You can't possibly know everything.
I can't,
Um,
you know.
they're
I just
they're
know what
people,
they want me to know. I know what they tell
right.
me to know, you know. Simple as.
Petrazi says that she also smells things and she has seen a couple, but hasn't tried to communicate with them yet.
Say that again.
Sh Petrazi says, "I smell things sometimes, and I have seen a couple of things, but I haven't tried to communicate with anything," she said.
Okay. Well, that's good too. You know,
Yeah,
maybe yeah. If it ever happened that you wanted to or they wanted to communicate with you, it would just happen, right? It would be something that would work itself out. And that's the way I believe. It would just work itself out.
yeah,
So, you know, there's nothing wrong with acknowledging they're there and being happy enough with that. Like that's perfectly
that's right.
fine by me.
And I always tell people, like, sometimes, especially sometimes I'm watching these, like, TikToks and stuff. Brandon, did you know a family member or something that passed away and then that smoked? Because maybe that's who's coming to visit you if you're smelling the cigarette smoke. Um, I read that and then I threw myself off from what I was gonna say. Oh
Words
well.
mostly.
I literally cannot think of two things at the same time. Yes, Suzanne. Um, oh, I was gonna say something to Petrazi. Yeah, like I was saying something about the TikTok. Wait, there we go. I found the thought. It was in there. It just, got pushed to the side for a second.
Out
Um,
before you lose it.
yeah, so TikTok, like when I watch these TikToks and different things, these short videos of look what I caught, these spirits. And sometimes like these it's in the person's house. They obviously took it, they followed them from somewhere or whatever. And the person's like screaming and at the thing, or they're always taping it. So I was watching this one thing and he's like, well, a medium told me not to tape it, so I left my house for a while. I'm like, the fuck is wrong? Who told you that? That medium is retarded. First of all, put a camera in that can film all the time. If it catches it on camera, it catches it on camera. Yeah, okay, don't go. Maybe she was trying to say don't acknowledge it too much, but it's not going to stop because you don't acknowledge it, because obviously you want something. That's why it's doing all this crazy stuff, right? So sometimes I'm like, why don't you get a house cleaning? Why doesn't anybody ever think of this? Or why wasn't that the first thing the medium told them? And then why doesn't anybody try to give them something like, hey, how about I leave you some coffee? Or how about I leave you some food? If you don't like, because you have to think they were people. Most of these spirits that are haunting people are people spirits. And if you would just treat them like they were people, maybe they might not bother you so much. But the crazy things that I see that these people try to do, like, and then one of them, oh, it drives me nuts. They were like, I'm gonna do a seance and try to talk to the haunting man. Why do you need a seance? The person's already there. What are you summoning? It drives me nuts.
I think I think that says Braden Woods. I'm not sure. Hello and
Brandon.
and Luck Dragon.
Okay.
I can't see what they're saying. Read it to me.
Okay. So, oh, both parents was heavy chain smokers. So, oh, both your parents passed, both my parents passed, and they were both smokers. Yep, that's who's probably hanging out with you. And then Lucky Dragon said, less than a week after my mother passed, I was sitting at a red light and a bird landed on my side mirror, and we locked eyes for about 30 seconds, and then it flew away. Poof. It flew away, and there's your proof. There you go.
You know?
But at my original house, I never met them, but I would smell their smoke as well. Right.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Christina, I wish I knew who told you on Wednesday that I knew of a place for you to do some history on. I still have not figured it out yet. Well, maybe the place will come to you eventually. I I planted the seed in your head so that if you come across a place, you think of me and you send it to me. Unfortunately, I don't have coffee or food to give the spirits, so I just kind of yeah. No, I tell people
Don't
like when they
stop halfway through the sentence. What's the rest of the sentence? I don't have coffee or food to get the spirit. I just, oh yeah, well, okay, but what? What?
I just say kind words, sorry. And that's
Oh, thank you.
fine.
Thank you.
But you can even give them a little water. It's just an offering. You don't have to give them you don't give them a plate of food. Money's short. They understand this. Like literally, if you have a bag of potato chips, one chip is good for like what, 50 spirits, Danny? Like literally, you're not putting out a plate of food for spirits, okay?
Tell you what, we learned something here, ladies and gentlemen, today. We learned number one, she cannot keep two thoughts in her head at the same time. And number two, she can't read a full sentence and let me know what's going on. Okay. She just can't do it. Right. Oh, there's a full sentence. I'm going to read half and go, oh, okay. And, screw him. He doesn't need to know. That's just the way it is. So, yeah.
Anyway, because I didn't want to forget what I wanted to tell him, All I
Right.
have to say is that smelling random smells is not proof of anything. Actually, it's proof that you might be having a stroke, so you should go to the doctor.
I'm a
Well,
lucky man. I'm a lucky man. Speaking of that, and the doctor, you
yeah.
know, I went to the doctor.
Hi, Tim.
And the doctor, the doctor told me?
What?
He said, Dan, he says, listen, you can have a stroke anytime. I says, well, thank you, but at my age, it's not even worthwhile trying, but
Eh. Tim, they don't necessarily eat. They don't eat it. They take the energy out of the food. They don't not even smell. What they do is they take the energy from
well,
whatever little
basically, when you give
water or whatever
coffee
you
or you
give them.
give water or you give food or whatever, the energy of your gift, the energy of the love and the respect that you're giving to give it is boundless. It's endless, right? Like to take the time to think of the spirits and then make sure that you give them something so that they can use that energy is uh, non-stoppable force. It's
Yeah,
it's action in motion, right? It's energy in motion. Energy never dies or dissipates, right?
yeah,
So the simple fact that you did it, that's what's giving them the energy. Then
yeah,
they can take the energy from that and use it for whatever they need it for. So it's really got nothing to do. It's the same thing when you sage your place.
yeah,
If you don't believe it, if you're not putting your energy into the belief, and if you're not trusting in what you're doing, they'll just come up and grab it off you and smoke it. It's not going to do nothing. It's not going to bother them one bit. But if you have faith in what you're doing and you believe in it, that's where it gets its energy from. That's what causes it to work. So it's the same thing when you're feeding the spirits or you give them coffee. Like myself, if I'm having, I don't know, steak, potatoes, and corn, right? I'll cut off a small piece of the steak. I'll put it nice on a saucer, 1 spoon of corn, 1 spoon of potatoes. And I say, hey, spirits, blessings, thank you for everything. I give you this so that you may use the energy any way you see fit. Then I put the plate down just for them. And no one else touches it. That's for them, right? And I have a great big ass steak, right? But all the spirits that are around can use that energy because it's a non-ending supply, right?
Right.
Because it's given with love and respect, right?
Hmm.
And that's the strongest energy. And since
Yeah.
energy never dissipates, it lasts as much as it's needed.
Right. See, Danny had a prettier way of saying it, Tams, than I said. No, they just take the energy out of it. It's not the food in general. That's why I say it could be anything. It could be a little water. It could be just a tiny one little baby chip. Anything, because it's just the
That's
gifting
right.
of it, the
That's right,
offering.
Kim. Like, yeah, even if you're eating your meal and just say, spirits, if you need some energy, you're more than welcome to have some, as you're having your meal, they'll still be able to take that energy from you because you're giving it, right? So it'll work just the same way.
Yeah. I used to have two spirits who killed themselves in the wood by me. Well, okay, you had two people that passed away in the woods, and their spirits, I'm assuming, would take them tobacco and paper and a match. It would always vanish. Mmm, there you go. Um, my heart is fine. I checked it out. I meant to say I didn't meet the first owners of the house, so I didn't learn that they did die inside the house. Oh, so you don't know if they smoked the first owners or anything? It's more likely your parents, but it could be the people who lived there. Um, and I've smelled strange things too, like that I don't believe has anything to do with the fact that having a stroke, you know. Like I'll be sitting in my house and I'll smell patchouli oil. I don't have any patchouli oil in my house because of the fact that um it doesn't smell good on me, but my mother only wore patchouli oil. She thought it smelled really nice. I mean, on her it did smell okay. On anybody else it doesn't. But so whenever when I smell that smell, I know she's there. And you might not literally smell it. It could just be the idea that the spirit is projecting the patchouli, so you know that your mom's there or whatever, you know? Hi,
That could be, but
Christina.
a lot of times in different locations, you got 3 or 4 people, and one person goes, "You smell that?" And someone else will go, "Yeah, bananas," right? So they can they can send it, you know, or like you say, they can. You might be the only one that smells it, right? But yeah, like you'll hear people say, all of a sudden the room smelled like roses, and there's 4 people, everybody smelt it, and then it was gone instantly, right? Because the spirit walked through. So yeah, I guess it just depends on the situation.
Lucky Dragon. You you know, you're right. Probably a lot of people they they go to purgatory first or the waiting room before they figure out if you're going to heaven or hell or wherever, right? Um and I always say that too. I have a bucket list that I want to finish before I cross over. The only thing is nobody's gonna you have free will. So only you can decide when you're ready to go. Nobody's gonna take you. So if you miss your light, I was telling somebody this the other day. I think Petrazi had asked me the question. If you miss the light the opening you have to cross over, um, then you have to look for someone like me, a gatekeeper, or you have to look for a grove or go to the cemetery and ask the guardian to help you cross over because nobody's going to force you to cross over. Um, God's not going to come down and be like, okay, you're good now. No, you have free will. Nobody forces you to do anything. It's when you're ready. So always remember that it's on your time. You know,
Snap, crackle, pop.
I had a roast pork for dinner and I forgot to do that, but I didn't know this before the stream. That's okay. You got it. I've only
Hi,
been saying
Christine.
hello and goodbye. I know at least a couple of ghosts are in the house. Tam, there you go. It's like, hi, now you can leave. I'm getting a job in the rest in peace department. There you go, Robert. They may have that. Those are called, what are they called? Crossroad spirits. That's basically like, there was this movie, Danny probably doesn't know it. There's this movie called the RIP department where they hire like these cops. They take like cops who passed away while they were on duty and whatever, and they make them work um for this rest in peace department so that they can go get the bad spirits that don't want to cross over or whatever the case may be. There's a little something like that. It's called a crossroads spirits, where he has a list of the people he has to pick up, maybe but that's because I guess you did something
Well,
bad, or I don't know. What is it for, Danny? Danny knows a little more about that.
there's crossroad spirits. Yeah. There's also crossroad demons, which are two different things.
Right, right.
Um, but it's above my pay grade, really. Um, I'm really not sure. It just like I've had so many spirits have told me, "Oh, I just didn't want to do anything, so I'm just going to wander around and do everything I want to do," or "I'm not ready to go yet," or whatever. I've had a lot of spirits that just went straight to heaven or straight to hell. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. And I've heard of spirits that had to go to purgatory. And there's another spot I've heard of more than one time. That's not purgatory, heaven, or hell. It's you basically got to work to get out of it again, right? Like it's
Yeah.
it's kind of like uh,
A detention center.
if, if, if you think if you think of purgatory as you're not good enough to go to heaven and you're not bad enough to go to hell, this place is you've got no mark whatsoever. So now you're going to have to earn it, right?
Right.
And but it's a strange place from what I understand, and this is only from what I've learned through the years, so I don't even know if I'm right. But from the way I understood it, that's where guides will come from, and spirit guides and stuff like that. Sometimes totems will come from there because they're not ready to do anything or go anywhere. So instead, they help people, right? Because they want to, right?
Right.
So I really don't know. Like, honestly,
Well, I wasn't asking about all that. I was kind of just asking about the crossroads spirits, not the demon ones, the crossroads spirits.
the
Because I'm
crossroads,
saying they don't force people to cross over, but there's a reason why those go out after somebody. And I know
right,
used to know, but I forgot.
right. Okay. So there's crossroad spirits.
Yeah.
There's the reapers, right? Because that's what everybody calls them. There's reapers, and
No.
they will help guide the people to where they want to go, whatever. There's the light, which guides people to where they want to go, or whatever. Sometimes people don't go with the reaper, or sometimes they don't go with the light, or sometimes they don't go into the tunnel, right?
Right.
And they end up getting lost, right? The crossroads spirits find the lost ones, basically,
Yeah.
all right? And say, where are we going? You can't stay lost forever, right?
Right.
So they're like bounty hunters, right? But
Yeah.
they're not
Yeah.
bounty
Yeah.
hunters for bad guys. or good
Yeah.
guys.
Right.
They're going to find the ones who are lost, whether they're good, bad, or indifferent.
Right.
They don't want spirits that are lost. If a spirit's wandering around and happily knows where it's going or what it's doing, they don't give a shit, right?
Right.
But for a spirit that's lost, they're going to go find that spirit because they don't want that spirit to turn into a twisted human, which is a whole
Right.
different ball, right?
Right. So, Robert, that's what you could do. You could be a crossroads spirit if you want and find the lost spirits. That would be, I think, as close that you could get to the rest in peace department, like that movie. All right. I live on a balcony. I get visited by birds all the time. They always land on my ledge and lock eyes with me and then fly away. I'm sorry if that sounds crazy. I know it's my mother. It probably is. Not all of them.
Yes.
And I would say that most likely, is it a certain kind of bird? Because most likely you probably have maybe a guide, like an animal guide that's of the bird variety, you know, which will also make birds come around. So I'm sure it's your mother. But if there's a lot at a time too, it's probably
And
that, you know.
I couldn't say that name, but somebody came in and said hi.
Okay, 1 second, because I'm
It's
going
her,
through the the. Sorry, I'm going through the chat as fast as I can.
and then
Hi,
one,
Kieran.
oh, I think that's Iron. Hi, Iron. The other one is Iron. Hi, Kieran. That's what I was trying to say.
Mhm. No, Kieran. Wednesdays. Sorry, my love.
Like that one.
Iron, I
You know,
haven't seen you in forever. Hello, darling. Here's the bad news. My mother is stuck in purgatory because, oh, well, let me tell you, my great grandmother been in purgatory 25 years. She did, it happens. You got to make up for it. Um, but to them, time is different. I say 25 years because it's 25 years my time. There, it's totally different, the time. So, and if you do some crazy things, you're going to have to make up for it. That's what happened. You know, that happened to the best of us, I'm sure. Like the one Astro came and got from under my bed, granddaughter's bed. That must have been for you. I love all animals. Yes, Suzanne. So, yeah.
okay, I'm pretty much done.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even get to ask about unicorns.
Well, what do you want to know?
Are unicorns real? Come on, tell me they were existed at one time or something,
Yes.
or they're in another realm and I could see them one day. I just,
Why,
come on.
why can't they be? Have you not seen swordfish? Big horn? Have you
Yeah,
not seen a whale with the horn? Have you not seen this?
yeah,
How
yeah,
do you
yeah. But mm, um,
do that?
meaning like that they're kind of magical,
I
magical
believe
horses with
I believe
horns.
there was unicorns. I call them horny horses, but um,
Horses.
but why couldn't there be a horny horse? Why
Yeah, they
not?
could.
You know, and they say that the horn can bring you luck or it can bring you bad luck, right? Well, I'll tell
Hi,
you what,
Annie.
if the horse charges you with his head down, that's going to be bad luck, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, why not?
Yeah. Well, since today we were doing our streams on both, so I don't want to go over since it's also filming on Danny's. I mean, since it's also on Danny's too. So we'll kind of just. What about Pegasus? Pegasus, can
Yes,
horses fly?
yes, I believe in them.
Yeah. We'll have
Now,
to continue this conversation because it's an interesting one.
I believe in them because I want to. There's no
Oh,
proof.
there you go.
There's no proof. I just want to, so I do. I have
There you go.
freedom of choice. right? I can choose to believe whatever the hell I want. See, it's like I told people before. Getting older is mandatory, but I can be immature forever. Okay. Ain't nobody can stop me. So,
Right.
and I want to believe in that. So I'm gonna.
Oh, yeah, it was wonderful to see you, Iron. Thank you so much for coming by. I hope you come by again. Um, so yeah, so we'll have to continue this about the mythical creatures. Hey, Tiggs.
Mm.
Um, Tiggs and Eddie came in. Hi, you're gonna have to watch back. Today we did a
Okay.
short one because
Well, what I'm gonna
Danny's just
do,
very
I'm gonna
exhausted
take.
today.
Yes, I'm gonna take off. We'll end this stream, and you can start another one and visit with the people.
I could, but or I don't
Okay.
know if I could figure out just how to turn yours off. I don't know because
I don't know,
any
but
of the.
okay. Let's see. One's in the chat. One's in. If you want, uh, Christina to start another one, so you guys can
I
come
think I
visit
could
her.
just
Put
end.
one
I
in the
could
chat.
I could just end yours if I want.
Put one in the chat. I just want to
Yeah, if
see.
you want to still hang out with me, put a one in the chat, and then I will.
Yeah, if she gets 5 ones, she'll come back.
I'll just end yours. I think I could just end yours and still continue this one. Ones. Okay. So yeah.
Ones,
So
ones.
yeah. So what we'll do is I'll end Danny's, and then I think I can. So if you're in Danny's stream right now, guys, you can jump over to mine in your chat, Danny. Just throw my link in case somebody doesn't have it. And then yeah, and then or I'm pretty sure you all know where I am. But yeah,
Jimmy's
so you
in
can just
both. Jimmy can put your link in there.
oh yeah, Kimmy just put the link in and we'll end Danny's. Danny, thank
Thank
you
you,
so much
Aaron.
for joining us.
You're welcome. And take care, everybody. We'll see you later. I'm gonna boot, scoot, and boogie. And if it cuts off, then you just start another one because he wants you to come back. Okay,
Okay.
bye.
Bye, hun. I think I can. I think I can. Um. Okay. Let's see. Am I still here? Yes, I am still here. So okay, I think it's fine. I don't see that Danny's channel is up. So that's good. I think we did it. So yay. um, so yeah. Um, I'm still here, thank goodness. While I'm still here, I'm gonna grab a cigarette though. So because I should have did that before Danny left, but I'll be right back. I'm gonna have to change this light in my son's room because it's so yellow. It makes me look pale. And I'm like, gosh, am I really this pale? But I think it's really just this horrible yellow light. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what we could do about this. Anywho, your background is different. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm not in my kitchen. So basically my son because I'm planning to move to Minnesota within the next 6 months to 8 months, depending on how my disability thing goes. So basically, I was like, okay, I told my son we're gonna pack and whatever. And we should be able to, go and look and check it out. And my son's like, no, I don't want to go to Minnesota. It's too cold. And my son doesn't feel cold. He's like, no, I went there one time and it was too cold for me. I'm like, are you for real? So anyway, he decided he wanted to go to move in with his father. So I was like, okay. So he moved out yesterday, and I've been trying to like pack up bins and stack them on the side of his room. But anyway, my rocking chair was in his room, so I'm like, oh, I get to sit in my rocking chair finally. So I said, oh, I could just do a stream sitting here with the rocking chair, and then I just put up these 3 pictures. Uh, basically, like, one of them was a picture I found in the trash, but then I like added a whole bunch of stuff like ghosts and everything, and like I don't know. Anyway, so that we had a different background instead of all the junk that's in my kitchen. So at least now it's a little better. It's not so crowded, but this light is killing me. Um Nothing like stinking and thinking. Yes. Sounds like it could be a nice move. I'm hoping because I'm trying to move closer to Danny, you know. I thought you was sitting on the toilet. No. Um, my son moved into his own place. It's weird to have an empty nest now. Yeah. Well, that's what Danny said to me. So how does it feel without him? I said it's only been one night. When there's a thunderstorm, I'll get like really crazy because I hate being alone on like thunderstorms or stuff like that. So that might go not too well. But my son barely ever came out of his room anyway. He was stuck on being on looking for jobs and whatever, and being on the Xbox, PlayStation, I don't know which one, whatever one he had. That's one way of looking at it, Dragon. I'm still using my legs to get to the toilet. I may. Oh, how cold it gets there. Probably, but I'm hoping to be in the house and, have a and make if as long as there's delivery like Amazon and whatever, like when it's too cold here, I don't freaking go out. I stay in my house, watch YouTube, make videos, order Amazon, as long as there's delivery. Like my daughter was like, why don't you move here? It's still close to, which Indiana is not close to where Danny is. But anyway, um, I love the warm sun. There you go. Um, I was like, you can't in most places in Indiana, unless you live in like the college town, which is really expensive to live in the college town. You can't get Amazon, you can't get a bus, you can't maybe you could get Amazon, but not like same day. You have to take a car to a grocery store. Like you have no choices. So you won't catch me there. I have to go somewhere where there's maybe a bus. I can walk to a store. So, that kind of thing. Tiggs, good to see you. I know, Iron. I haven't seen you. I don't like Indiana. It's not terrible. My daughter, where she lives, I don't really like because it's really in the sticks. The only thing around her is cows. and owls and there's not even a hospital. Like if God forbid there's an emergency at my daughter's house, you could call an ambulance to probably take an hour to get there. And if it's a real emergency, you have to get a helicopter to come and airlift you to a hospital. No, thank you. Hey, Chef Nick, so good to see you. From New York? Are you from New York, Chef? And I could see you're Greek, so Astoria, because that's where I'm from. So welcome in. I'm so glad you're enjoying. We're just having some chitty chat. um, yeah, so like I would never live where she is because how the heck, like, God forbid, I'm getting older now. God forbid emergency. I have to wait for a helicopter to come and take me to the hospital. No, thank you. That's too much for me. So, you know what it is, Petrazi? I don't want to live in Canada because right now, with the way things are and the citizenships and all this other stuff, I don't want to change citizenships or do any of this craziness. So if I live there's a few different spots I could live in Minnesota, which is right near the border, which Danny could drive over. It will be 3 hours for him drive. He'll drive over. I'll have a little place there, and we can go back and forth. 2 months over there in Canada and 2 months in Minnesota. So that's what we're planning to do. Because he's not gonna become an American citizen, and I'm not gonna become a Canadian citizen. It is what it is. We are, you know. Um, Thank you guys. Near Astoria. I knew it. I could tell by your last name that most likely if you're in New York, you're pretty close to Astoria, New York. Because I did a whole history thing on my channel, Chef, about the history of like Astoria and the settlers and what parts they settled to. Yeah, Queens was a big part of where the Greeks came into. That would be great. Yes, Christine. Christine, it's so good to see you. It would be the best of both worlds because we can be in the States where a lot of things he can't get in Canada that we have in the States. And it's a little cheaper in the States, of course, than Canada. So if we're just going to bring some food over or something like that, we can do that, depending on what it is. So we don't drink or any of that stuff. So most of the stuff that we would bring in, you wouldn't need to pay customs on because it's just for you. But yeah, so no problem, Eddie. Just get health insurance if you go to Canada. You could stay 6 months and go back to the US. Right. You could stay 6 months, 6 months. But we were thinking like we'll stay 3 months in Minnesota, 3 months in Canada, 3 months in Minnesota, 3 months in Canada. I mean, if I wanted to stay in Canada longer, I'd have to get like a fiance visa or something to stay there longer. And I don't know how that works with our citizenship. Like I said, because of all this craziness going on in the world, I don't want to be messing with all that stuff. So I said, just easier just to move to Minnesota. It will be 3 hours drive. That's why I'm going to get. Yeah, I have health insurance in the States. I don't know, I'm sure it will work in Minnesota too, but I told Danny to put a ring on it. There you go. Yeah, put a ring on it. um, so yeah, like so hopefully, hopefully, um, you know, it will work out well. Let's hope. And Kelly, our friend Kelly, even though she didn't come in tonight, everybody knows Kelly. Our friend Kelly is in Minnesota, so hopefully, I think she drives so she could come visit, even if her town's a little off. She could come visit and we could see Kelly in person, so that'd be nice. And it will be somewhere new because I've been all over New York, like the city and in Long Island, my whole life. So now I'm like, oh, there'll be new things to explore in Minnesota that I never saw before. So that would be so interesting because I love exploring. Yes, I did history on Astoria. I love that. I'm a co-host on Yankee Sports Entertainment podcast. And we love history, everything. Yeah, I have a whole historical playlist. I did Astoria, and I like to go on location. So I've gone to Gettysburg and other spots in like Pennsylvania and Long Island, and I just love those kind of places. I love history, but anyway, it was funny. I never seen him so scared, Robert. I work in Canada, Toronto. Be smart. Make sure to buy health insurance. My home is in New York. Right, you did say SFL. So you can get insurance in Canada too, even if you don't live there. I guess if you're staying. Mm. That is awesome. On this channel? Yeah, I do everything on this channel. I do some cooking, even though I'm not good at it. I call myself the air fryer baker because I love to bake everything in the air fryer because my oven doesn't work. So yeah, so I bake everything, which I'm sure as a chef you would die to see half this stuff. But I have a cooking playlist, I have a crafting playlist, I have a historical playlist, I have a paranormal playlist, I have all that sorts of stuff. Gardening. I know that's probably why I don't have tons of like, they say that the YouTube algorithm doesn't really like when you are a multi channel and do everything, but I don't care. Because I love doing everything. Whatever I like to do, I want to share it with you guys. I don't want to only do paranormal. I don't want to only do cooking. I don't want to only do crafting. I don't want to only do, vlogging. I want to do everything. Air fryer specialist. Yeah, that's me. Ooh, I'm excited. I love all of that. There you go. Yeah. You can yes, you can. I had to get my gallbladder removed and insurance paid for it all. Oh, that's good. I'll find out about that. Paranormal. I try to watch all the time, ghost hunters, etc. Oh, well, then you'll love the video I put out yesterday. Yesterday, I put out a video called of all my this Saturday and last Saturday. Last Saturday, I went to the Edgewood Preserve. And I told you a little about the history and I showed you what I caught there. Yesterday's video was all my best catches from when I've done paranormal investigating. Really good stuff. The guys we went over it live on Thursday and everybody thought they were cool. So if you like paranormal, you'll like that. I found you on Facebook. I'm going to send you a message soon. So if you see a message from Erica B, you know it's me. Okay. Erica B, you know it's me. That rhymes. Were you trying to make a rhyme, Petrazi? So yeah. But yes, I hope you guys like that. That's what I like to do. I like to share everything with you. I like to go shopping with you guys. I like to do all of that. Paranormal, scary stories, um true haunted history, all that stuff. So um even Danny said, "You've been doing Sinister Sunday so long, you should, not do you should find another series to do on Sunday." And I go, "No. I love my Sinister Sunday." I think I've been doing Sinister Sundays for like 3 years, but I kind of change it up. Like this, for the last 10 episodes now, I've been doing like cryptids. Then in the beginning, I was doing haunted history. Um, and in like, I did some true paranormal story time on there. So I do a lot of different things with Sinister Sunday. Um, but it's just paranormal. Like, I definitely want to connect with you guys on Instagram. You guys have it. This is, oh, I have an Instagram that I never use because I can't figure out, like, I wanted to do more stuff with it, but it's really a pain in the neck for me to use because I don't have a computer or anything. I just have my phone. And the easiest thing to go live on your phone and just hang out is YouTube. So, yeah. But I do have Facebook, of course. Yeah, but I mostly use the Messenger. But if you ever if you ever have anything you need, I tell everybody this. Um, Paranormal wise, if you ever need anything, you guys can get me. Just message me in the comments and say, I'm going to drop you an email. I need, you know, you to check it because I don't check my email too much because I need your help. Or my Facebook is up in my description with the links is my Facebook, and you could always message me. So if you guys ever need anything, that's how you could get me. I'm not hiding. I just not big into um social medias. Like, I even tried to do TikTok, but everybody's like, "You make more money." I'm like, "Yeah, but I don't like it." It's like overwhelming. I don't know why, but I'm just a YouTube kind of girl. Probably because I've been here so long, right? But hard to teach an old dog new tricks, I guess. But yeah, so um I have to finish tomorrow's video, guys. I've been slacking talking about Sinister Sunday. I was supposed to finish it today, but I got talking to Danny earlier, and then he did a little live stream on his strongman to test it out. And then 21st Century Suffragettes came on, so I wasn't able to finish it. So maybe a little later than 12 tomorrow. I don't know, but it will be there somehow. Somehow it will be there. So, yeah. I love the fact that I get to sit in my rocking chair now. So fun. I don't have to be cramped up at my little tiny table. And my candle going and my coffee. I can probably show you my little setup here. Wait. Settings. Camera. There you go. There's my little setup that I have here. The candle, the ashtray, and my coffee. So there you go. So yeah. But Chef, do you have a YouTube channel here? I had content on YouTube, but had to delete it because I had a crazy stalker. Oh, well, put your Instagram and we'll join you. Good timing today. I thought maybe I'll check YouTube and see who's on. Really nice to see you and Danny. Oh, you too, Iron. We're on every Saturday, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. I'm on other days, but Danny and I only do Saturdays. And then I do Wednesday card readings, and around the same time, between 6:30 and 7. And Thursday, usually I have a guest or we do trivia or something. So all around the same time, around 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. I try not to go later than like 7:30. So, but yeah. But that's what we're on. Yeah. I've been on YouTube now, chef, for damn 12 years. Um, and I had a few like not stalkers, but trolls. I just blocked them. Now they got bored of me because they don't bother me, I guess. So they got bored of me, so they went elsewhere. you know. Looks like we've been doing a lot of packing, Christina. Yeah. Yep, I have like right now it's still a little messy because my son just took the stuff out yesterday out of here to bring to his father's. So, and he left the bed, which I thought he would take. So now I have to try to just pack everything. I'm waiting for some more bins, but then I'll have everything pretty good. So, yeah, I'm just gonna leave out the essentials. And so when are you planning to go? So I'm trying to get I have to get my enhanced ID, which I'm going because they changed it. Way back in the beginning of all this, they said if you get a real ID, you could go to Canada, you could go here, there, as long as you go by sea or by land, not by the plane. So I got the real ID. Now the Canadian border wants an enhanced ID or this other card and Nexus card. Anyway, the Nexus card is $120 for 5 years. Good night, Scott. Welcome back, Eddie. But an enhanced ID, I would just have to, like your regular driver's license or ID, you would just have to renew it, and it's pretty cheap. So I said, well, instead of paying 120 over 5 years, every 10 years with my ID, I could pay the $30. It's cheaper. So I'm going to get an enhanced ID March 31st. So then I'll be able to scoot around into Canada and stuff. They're always changing stuff and it costs so much passport. And yeah, I would have got a passport. Like Danny's like, why didn't you just get a passport? I'm like, the passport is $300 and they don't even have an office near me. Like, and it takes a lot of time. So I said, I'll get the enhanced ID for now because it's going to be faster and cheaper. And then once I go to Minnesota and look at places, so I'm planning to try to go to Minnesota just to look at places to live in, um, and to hang out a little with Danny in probably May is when I'm looking to go over there, look at some real estate, hang out in his place a little, all that good stuff. And then, but I'm hoping to move by the end of 2026 permanently, but I have to look because you can look at real estate online, but you can't really get an idea of what sections you want to live in until you actually go there, right? So first we're gonna go for a visit. Plus I'm right now fighting with my disability. So disability told me New York State disability told me, even though I filed, it's gonna take over 1,000 days to get to me. That's like 3 fucking years. So I'm like, I'm just gonna get a lawyer. So my friend gave me a lawyer, so now I'm trying to get my medical records. So I have to finish that stuff too, which I'm hoping um I only have to go to the lawyer a few times and they're going to handle everything so I could do it from Minnesota once. But yeah. Hey, hon, come on here, give extra thumbs up. Thanks, my love. When I go to get my driver's license redone, I'm gonna ask if I can have a pic of Bullwinkle on it instead of me. You're so bad, Eddie. Good night, honey. Enjoy your nap. Well, make sure, guys, make sure anybody who, is in the states that give, like, I know Indiana doesn't have an enhanced ID, but they have a Nexus card. So I told my daughter, go get the Nexus card because you don't know how it's going to go with the voting and all this other stuff. But if you're in a state that has the enhanced ID, go and get yourself one. um, they were also talking about that, like, oh, if you changed your name. I never changed my name. I was never married. And if I did get married, I would still never change my name. Too much of a hassle at this stage in the game, Don't worry. You know what, Eddie? YouTube saved it for you. So right after I hit end, you can watch us all over again. Yes, you can. And we did it on both channels. So during the time that Danny was on, you could even watch it on his channel. So yeah. So I like my little backdrop with the 3 pictures now. So it looks like there's not so much stuff, but I could even sit on the bed and have like the blank wall, I guess, too. Petrazi, I'll see you soon. Most likely Tuesday at the 21st Century Suffragette. I shall see you then. So yeah. Chef, you're very welcome and thank you so much for coming by. And if you watch one of the videos, leave me a little comment so I can leave you one back and know which ones you liked. I rewatched the video you and Tired did. Shout out to Tired for stepping in. Yes. Thank you to Tired for helping with the video. She did a great job. She helped us finish, and then I put the video part out yesterday, so it was there. So yeah, so we did a good job. Now I gotta get one for next week, Eddie. We'll do EVPs, I guess, next week. EVPs next week. I was thinking that was my hair and it's the blanket back there. I kept saying, like, why the heck is my hair sticking? It's not my hair, it's the blanket. Yeah, but nice to meet you, Chef. Yeah, so that's what we're planning to do. So, of course, when I go to Minnesota, I'll be videoing stuff for you guys. And whatever Danny and I do, we're gonna find some fun stuff to do there. I'm thinking about going live from a cemetery tomorrow with the family. Ooh, nice. Tomorrow's Sunday. It's Eddie and Jen time. That'd be fun. I was thinking too to go back to, well, not the same exact cemetery, but I went to the cemetery where Harry Houdini was buried. That was such a good live stream. I should go back there and just film because the whole thing was on live stream and it's really hard to catch things. Um, but it was really good because I was like the only one there. I went like a Tuesday afternoon or something silly. I forgot. Saturday afternoon. There was nobody in the cemetery, and I walked around and you could hear footsteps and all sorts of things going on. So that was a really cool one. Um, but next to that, I mean, across the street from there, I believe is Mount Carmel. And then next to it was some Jewish cemetery that just had the Jewish burial, and it was like a whole cemetery row. There were so many cemeteries there that I was surprised. I was like, what the hell? There's so many cemeteries. Um, and some I never been to. So I was thinking of now the weather's getting a little nicer to go to one of those because I went to the one my father was buried at. The one that my mother's buried at, I go all the time because it's 2 blocks away. Um, Yeah, and then I went to the Harry Houdini one. I went to the Bayside one with Danny. So I should go to like Mont Carmel and that other one. We should hit another one. Um, so yeah, we'll see what we could do. I'll have to look up some cool ones. I mean, in Long Island there was really cool ones, but in the city, not so much. Because most of big plots of land are in Long Island, so mostly people are buried in Long Island. You know. But that whole row of those cemeteries, I was like, wow, there's so many cemeteries here. Oh, thanks, Iron. Yeah, I was thinking the other day, like in April, so next month, I think it's gonna be like 5 years now, officially, that, you know, but it's been long distance, and this long distance shit sucks. It's like, okay, on the phone, if he gets sick, he forgets to call me because he's sick, then I'm worried. And I'm like, this is stupid. We really need to be closer. I have a friend who lives in a motel in the United States 6 months in the winter. She has a good deal of $800 a month. And then she comes to Canada and lives with her girlfriend in the summer. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Speaking of cemeteries, I think the spirit was maybe talking about Erie Cemetery. It has a spot in there called the Witch's Circle and a crypt they call a vampire crypt. Funny you say that because I was doing my crossover and I like to put on the Ghost Seer app when I'm doing my crossovers. And they showed me a picture of a wizard, a vampire, and maybe like another witch kind of spell caster. I don't know what she was exactly in front of this crazy big house. Um, all on the same day, and I was like, "The heck is going? What did who are we crossing over?" Like it was so interesting, you know. I was hoping to get up north in the van again. Ooh, that'd be so lovely. That'd be so lovely. I hope you're doing well, sweetheart. Yeah. So I'm thinking interesting, right? I'll have to send them to you because they were so like a vampire wizard and then like some I think it was a witch Could have been another wizard. The whole thing was crazy. I was like, wow, that was a interesting crossover I did. And they didn't really, when sometimes it's very quiet. Sometimes everybody wants to talk to me before they cross over, and sometimes they don't want to talk. And when they don't want to talk, I figure it's maybe some kind of other species, people that don't speak English, because that happens a lot, where they didn't learn spirit talk and they can't communicate with me per se because they don't know what I'm saying and I don't know what they're saying. But last time I had to leave quick because mom was sick. I know, I'm so sorry. You have more freedom. Yeah, but I'm so sorry to hear about mom. Yeah, it's tough. It's the oldest cemetery. I have to look at it. I wonder if um where oh, I guess I would say it's in Erie, PA if it's called the Erie Cemetery, right? Yeah. I would say it's in Erie, PA. I was gonna ask where what part of PA, but obviously, um yeah. It would probably be in Erie. Because I was gonna say, oh, my aunt lives in PA, and but she's more near the Poconos. She's in the Pocono area. And so I went to the Pocono area and I went to like Gettysburg area, but I didn't go to a lot of other places. So um PA has a lot of crazy places too. Probably if I could take a Greyhound to Pennsylvania. I was thinking of taking a Greyhound upstate because I'd really like to, but I really need to find somebody where I could stay with them upstate for a little bit, where I wouldn't have to pay a hotel, and or at least find like a camping area. Because upstate is another one of those places where it's hard to get around if you don't drive. So, you know, but they have a lot of crazy places that I would like to go venture upstate. When Danny came, we just didn't have time. He was here only 2 weeks, and he came during like um Indian summer, so it was literally like um 90 degrees in September when he came. We were freaking dying to walk. It was horrific. So that was too much. So that's why I say, you know, it was really hot weather. Yeah. That's why we didn't get to go as many places. And then because it was so hot, it rained a lot of days too. So when it rained, we couldn't go out anywhere. And I was like, ugh, 2 weeks just wasn't enough. But so that's why this trip will be good too, because we could actually see each other longer. Because we won't have to stay. We can stay even in his truck in Minnesota for a few days. It wouldn't be a big deal. Um, and then just go to his house after we look around Minnesota a bit. But um, you know, it was awesome watching your adventures, though. Yes, it was. It was a good time. The places that we went to Camp Hero, which is where they got the idea for the Netflix show Stranger Things. That was great. I would love to go there again. My son saw I saw it out of the corner of my eye, and my son saw it too, so I knew I wasn't crazy. Like the soldier sticking his head out of the bush. Of course, I wasn't filming at that point because we were trying to get back. or if I was filming, I wasn't facing that way or whatever it was. But I don't think I was filming at that point. And yeah, that place was crazy. We picked up a lot of spirits there that we crossed over. Some are still here. There's a little one, Paul, and a little boy, Elmer. Um, yeah, there was so many spirits there. There was disembodied voices, everything. That place was crazy. I love the Bayside cemetery that we got to visit, even because it's hardly ever opened, and we actually were able to go in. You even have to write your name and show your ID to get in there. Um, yeah, so we were able to see that. We went to Kings Park. We went somewhere else too. I don't remember. Oh, we went to PA to Gettysburg. We knocked it off our list. So yeah, we did a lot of stuff in that little 2 week period, but it was a lot. So so yeah, we're hoping not to we're hoping to have more time this time, and we'll both see something new because we don't either of us. I never went to Minnesota, and he goes into Minnesota, right over the border, but for like a day trip to the place right over the border, which is Duluth. So, and like St. Paul's, he'll visit sometimes, but we didn't really, he hasn't really explored. So it'd be really cool. You would all love it here if you think your cemeteries are old. We have cemeteries from the 1300s. Ooh, we have some quote cemeteries here that are old. Um, 1700s and 1600s in like Long Island. Um, we have the first Irish settlers cemetery here, and then we have a 1600 one that they made a park now because it was like a family cemetery. There's another one I can't get into, which I'm really trying to. I have to call the guy and see if I could really talk to him about getting in there because it's closed off. Another family plot, super old. There's even one, I call it a cemetery because people are buried there. The state left this, the family owned like half of Astoria. They had farms and pigs and all that stuff. They were like one of the first settlers. I think the town was named after the family because they wanted to bring up the area. They took the tombstones out, left the bodies in the courtyard, and built projects. And it's just marked by a big stone. So if you go into the records of Queens and whatever, you can find the names of the people that were buried there and whatever. Um, but nobody knows they're there. Like, we went and did a live stream over there and we talked to those poor spirits that were pissed off about what the hell was going on. But anyway, because they're buried there, nobody even knows. Buried in front of the projects. Craziness. All after 1776, yours. I've seen a few 1600s. Yeah, iron. We did. Yeah, we had a lot of nice ones. Saw that in, I can never say that word. Poker guys. Yeah, they build projects over them, like yeah, housing projects. Each housing project has a little courtyard, and they're buried in the courtyard. and they built a housing project. Yeah. And they just took off the graves. Nobody who lives there knows these people are buried in their front yard. Fucking crazy. Yep. They were so nice too that the people that were buried there was like, "Hey, is the water still there?" They were so confused because now they're confined to this kind of little place. They're afraid to leave it because they're like, "What the hell is this building?" Right? And they just kind of stay in the courtyard, and you can't see the water anymore because of the buildings, right? And they were like, "Oh, does the water still exist?" And I'm like, "Yeah, okay, come on, let's take a walk with me." And so we walked, they could see the water and they were like, "Okay." But they couldn't even see the water anymore because of the big buildings blocked the water. It is horrible. It's crazy. A civic center built over the cemetery. It's great. There's another, yeah, I'm telling you, Tig. And I don't know if it's worse to dig them up and relocate them or leave them and have these poor spirits confused of where the fuck they are. I don't know what's, you know, I don't know. I don't know, but I would at least leave their tombstones. Like, what the fuck? Make it a historical site. These are the first people who frickin' settled, and they were responsible for all the food for the people who lived here. You can't even leave their tombstones and have a little tiny cemetery in a courtyard. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, I thought it was so bad. With a historical marker, nothing. Like, really terrible. Fucking terrible. So, yeah, they do that shit. They do a lot of that shit here. Like, but in Long Island too, like I went behind Pilgrim State. Somebody told me there was a burial ground, like a cemetery. And I go, "There's no cemetery behind Pilgrim State. I've been there plenty of times." So I went behind there, I did a video there, and I did spirit rods, and they told me there's 10,000 people buried there. There's not one tombstone because it before Pilgrim State took over that land, it was like the town that was there, which had very few people back in the day, in the 16 and 1700s, and 1800s. They buried them there, boom. I think there was a church or something that was there. And they buried the people there. Well, when Pilgrim State took it over, nobody wants to spend the money to dig up the people, right? So they just take the tombstones and they don't even use that land for anything, which is what pisses me off. Put back the fucking headstone. Did they even write, like, did they even catalog it? No. They just took the headstones and said, "Don't tell anybody." And then they buried more people there that died from Pilgrim State. Again, no grave, no headstones, nothing. You don't know who the fuck is there. It's horrific. There's a graveyard under a dam and some water there too. They left graves and flooded the valley. Yep, you're right. I heard of that one too. I remember there was somebody who went there, a YouTuber, but they're not, they weren't looking for, they weren't like, ghost paranormal people. They were divers and they look for like not only treasures, but they look for to clean up the environment, and they look to solve cases from people who are missing with their cars and stuff. So they went looking for the graves underwater because they're like, yeah, there's supposed to be headstones, and they were trying to find it on their on their sonar to see if they could see any like headstones and stuff. But yeah, there was a lot of those kind of places where they're just like, fuck it, take the headstones and don't tell anybody. Which doesn't make no sense to me. I went to another place in Brooklyn too, where they were trying to clean it up, and they had a little park. At least they were nice enough. They had a little park and they had a plaque that said, "Hey, this used to be the burial site of these people from this psychiatric hospital. They've been relocated to this cemetery." At least they relocated them supposedly. I did a spirit box there and they were like, "Yeah, they got most of us, but there's a lot of people still in the ground that they didn't even know were buried there." Because it was an old cemetery and maybe the tombstones were just rocks and they were didn't do it, you know? So they still left people there. And they tried at least. That was something, I guess. But yeah, was it Expedition Unknown? I saw that too. Is that with the young guy and the old guy? It's like Adam and they each have a channel and they play things on both channels. So maybe Adam has the Expedition Unknown, and then there's the other young kid. I don't know. You know them. I think it is Robert. Yeah, but that's what they do. They do that crazy stuff. We have a little, we have a lot of pioneer graveyards everywhere. The government takes care of them and they have little plaques with a little history. That's nice. See? Something like that. What the frig? Like, but just to take the tombstones, not have a marker, at least a history marker. Hey, there's 10 people buried here. Nothing. Fuck it. It drives me crazy. At least when they try and they just didn't know that people were buried there, it's okay. And I understand sometimes you have to build up things. These people have been buried 300 years, 500 years, I don't know. You're gonna move them. And if you move them respectfully and you put them in a nice uh thing, whatever, a little house you could store all of them in a cemetery, good. But just to leave them and build things over them without a plaque, it drives me nuts. Oh no, Tiggs, I'm so sorry. I know you're missing her already. That's what I was thinking. By next week, I'll be bothering my son. Aren't you coming for dinner? Because I'm all alone here. um, yeah. So that's what's gonna happen. So yeah, but he was getting rid of. He's like, oh, these sweatshirts don't fit me. So like this one was one of them. This Marvel like tie-dye sweatshirt. I'm like, I love this sweatshirt. I'm gonna wear it. So he left like a whole bag of like sweatshirts. He's like, give them to the poor people. Because I had a whole thing of clothes that don't fit me that I'm gonna bring to the food pantry because on Wednesdays the food pantry gives clothing. I don't want to bring it to the thrift store because they charge, and I want somebody to give it to them for free. So I said, no, we'll go to the food pantry because they have like, you go there Wednesdays, they call it like you go shopping, but they give you a ticket and you get 15 minutes to take whatever you need. Um, if you need something, work boots or whatever. So I have a whole thing. And so, but there was a few of his sweatshirts. I'm like, no, these are good sweatshirts. I'm keeping them. There was one Calvin Klein one that I bought him that he didn't even wear. It still had the tag on. I'm like, no, I'm gonna wear this shit. He's like, they're boys. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I don't give a rat's ass. It's a sweatshirt I'm gonna wear around the house and probably on the live stream, and I don't care. I don't care who's gonna tell if it's boys or girls sweat. It's a sweatshirt, you know. Thanks, iron. Yeah, it's nice and it's so fuzzy inside. Like it has the nice fur, the nice fuzz. So yeah, I wear guy stuff all the time. Yeah. He even had like this plaid shirt, like it was really oversized, like kind of plaid shirt, and it had a little fuzzy plaid on the outside. And I'm sure it buttons the guy's way, but it probably doesn't matter. I said, oh no, I could wear this too. When I'm cold around the house, I'm gonna just throw on the plaid shirt, doesn't matter. And then I made another pile of stuff that I really won't wear. And I called my sister. She didn't call me back. Maybe she's working. I called her and I was like, hey, what size does your boyfriend wear? Because Jonathan had some stuff he didn't want and it's nice. So before I give it to the food pantry, if if your boyfriend wears the same size as Jonathan, large, extra large, then the good stuff I'll bring for him. So it's like that joke. There's a difference between Iron Man and Iron Woman. The only difference is the boobs, and if the boobs fit in the sweatshirt, then it's game on. It's game on. Right? Like, so my son's skinny, but he's tall, so everything has to be bigger. So that's the only reason why they fit me too. Because he's so skinny, you would say it wouldn't, but exactly right. But because he has to get everything bigger, because he's so tall, he's like 6'1" or something. So he has to get it larger. That's why it fits me too. Iron Man's a superhero. Iron Woman is suggestion. Is a suggestion. What you talking about, Willis? That the way you said that reminds me of this joke. I'm gonna tell you guys a joke. You tell me the answer. And what if it's iron trans? It depends what size they are. It might still fit them. Here's a joke. We have the perfect man, the perfect woman, and Santa Claus driving in a car. Okay? Perfect man, perfect woman, and Santa Claus driving in a car. Driving along, it's Christmas time. They get a flat tire. Who changes the tire? Who changes the tire? We'll see who has the answer for this one. The perfect woman, of course. Say it again. Okay. The perfect man, the perfect woman, and Santa Claus are driving in a car, Robert. Driving along, Christmas time, singing Christmas carols, and they get a flat tire. Who gets out to change the tire? I'm gonna wait for Robert's answer too now. So far, only Iron gave me an answer. Robert's like, I don't know. That one's a tough one. All right. Should I tell you the answer? Perfect woman, yes. Right. Of course, the perfect woman, because the other ones don't exist. I figure Santa Claus only knows how to prepare a sleigh. No, it's because the other ones don't exist. Of course, the perfect woman, because the perfect man and Santa Claus don't exist. Don't tell Danny I told you guys that. He might be upset. Of course. See, I say, no, there really is no perfect man. There'll be a perfect one for you, maybe, but he might not be perfect for anybody else. So you say that, no, they don't exist. You know who told me that joke? I'll never forget. It was an experiment in my history class in like junior high school. That's who told us that joke. My junior high school history teacher, to see what the answers would be. Like, I don't know if it was some psychology thing or whatever the fuck. I don't know. There's a such thing as a perfect man, just not met them yet. Yeah, okay. So, and I guess it depends on who's telling the joke. If a woman's telling the joke, that's how they're going to tell it. If a man tells the joke, maybe they'll tell it the other way. I don't know. If Santa Claus goes to tell the joke, he might tell it another way. I don't know, Robert. I'll have to Google that. I've heard Danny tell some interesting jokes. That's right, Kim. Danny does tell some interesting jokes. Oh, no. Anyway, with that being said, I've been on here another hour and I'm getting lost and I'm going to eat something. And yeah, so I really appreciate you guys hanging out with Danny and I the first hour and me just shooting the breeze and the shit the next hour. Don't forget to come by Wednesday if you want a reading. Wednesday around 6:37 Eastern Standard Time. And Thursday, Eddie and I will be doing some EVP, going over some EVPs, unless we find something more exciting to do. I don't know. We'll do something. And yeah, have fun too, Nina. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Sorry, we got all into something. And yeah, we didn't do any spirit box this week, but maybe next week. But Danny hasn't been feeling too well. He has like either a really bad flu or pneumonia, so we're trying not to overextend him too much. So, yeah, we'll be back to the spirit box really soon. So, thank you everybody for joining me, and I will see you around the tubes. But until then, the next time I'll actually see you is Wednesday here live. Don't forget to check out tomorrow's video. And if you did not see the best catches yesterday, if you weren't on the live stream on Thursday, yeah, check out that video and we'll see you soon.
You're still here? It's over. Go home.